Hi, I'm Bob Vavra, Content Manager for Plant Engineering, with this year's System Integrator of the Year Award winner, Mike Bosworth, President of NorthWind Technical Services. Mike, once again, congratulations on the award. Let's talk a little bit about some of the ways you're working with your customers and some of the ways your customers need to work with you. What are the customers looking for as you begin a project? What's the first thing that NorthWind can provide them that they may or may not even be expecting?
Well, that's a great question. I think one of the things that we don't always appreciate is our customers, believe it or not, they don't go out looking, they don't start their morning off saying, gee, I want to go buy a control system. That's not on their list. Their goal is making bread, making pet food, making siding. They have a product that they're trying to ship or provide to their clients, and they're looking to be able to produce that product at a cost-effective rate, more efficient, make more profit, and that sort of thing. So the control systems come along the line, unfortunately, as an afterthought to many of them. So by the time they get to us, they want somebody that can come in and put them in a position where they can press the go button and have product come off the other end. And they want to find somebody that they're comfortable with that can do that for them. I was thinking about this in terms of if you were out buying a car. When you go buy a car, you don't think about, I want to buy the ignition system of a car. You want to buy transportation from here to there. It's just expected that the controls work, and that's where we are. So by understanding their processes, what they're trying to get to, talking to them about what's their end goal, where are they trying to go, we try to put ourselves in a place to give that solution, and the fact that it's controls that we're delivering becomes less the point, and we're just part of that overall process.
It's very much like a game of Jeopardy. They know what the answer is. They don't always know what the question is.
That's exactly what it is. And you can't, when you go buy a control system, at least for us, there's no catalog where you go through and page through it and go, oh, I want that one right there, or I want this one over here. It's relatively a figment of their imagination when they first start. They know roughly what they want to do. They might think, I want to have an operator in this location, and I might want to be able to download recipes from my main ERP system, but they can't tell you whether you need 10 I/O points or which brand of PLC. They just want it to run.
Yeah, and it's continuing to ask more good questions as your team goes along before you install the first PLC.
Long before. You have to interview them. Our go-to-market strategy oftentimes has us working with OEMs, so we're then one layer removed from the actual end user. Those are often the hardest jobs to do because we don't get to talk to the actual client nearly as early. And then when we do, often we find out that they glossed over the controls and now we're playing catch up. Mm-hmm. But what you try to do at that point in time is you visit with them, you figure out what is their goal for right now? What are they trying to accomplish with this round? And then you ask the next question, where do you want to be in 2 years and 3 years and 5 years? Because when we provide the control system, we don't want to paint them into a corner. Mm-hmm. If we know that they're going to be doing a big expansion, we might choose to put more emphasis on the infrastructure that's going to provide them more growth. On the other hand, if it's a small process that's sort of a subset not going anywhere, then you can focus less on that and just more cost effective on getting that particular job done.
Yeah. Is that the real value proposition for a system integrator, that ability to be able to look past the end of the process and to get all the questions answered on the front end?
That is certainly a part of it. For us, the other big piece of our value is understanding the process. You go into a plant, and whether it's a bakery or a pet food plant or a PVC siding plant, they all think they know how to do this because they know their plant, and they do know their plant in and out from one end to the other. The difference is we've seen 50 of those plants. So while there might be one thing unique in their facility, we've seen unique from 50 different perspectives. So not only do we understand how the controls go into this facility, we understand the manufacturing nuances that one has to have a good grasp on before you can automate that system.
Very good. What's the one thing that the plant doesn't know about a system integrator that they should when they're looking to bring one on as to work on a project?
I don't think they fully grasp how the control systems in this day and age are defining their manufacturing process. People, again, can walk out, they can see the machine that parts are coming off of, and they can put their hands on that, so it's easier for them to get an understanding of why that's important. The control system is invisible. It runs in software and ideas, so it's harder to explain to them, and consequently they overlook a lot of things. Not the least of which, if they're automating a process that was a hand weighing system and they had a bunch of guys out there dumping sacks, they're thinking about the head count reduction they're going to get from that automation, and then completely overlooking the fact that the person they're replacing, or the persons they're replacing, they're going to need an engineer that understands networking, that understands PLC programming, that understands VFD drives. So they just don't come to grips with that, and then that's where we can come in and help them, because the first time they go down and can't solve the problem, we can be there for them. And in this day and age, whether that plant is across the street or across the planet, with the connectivity, with the internet and how connected all the devices are, we can look into that plant and tell how it's running and where the problems are from 2,000 miles away.
Well, that's the value we see in integrators. And Mike, congratulations once again on the award, and thanks for your insights.
Thanks.